Welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is design in the context of designing our lives. So taking an active role in creating the space for the possibilities and opportunities of the life of our dreams. So it should be a fun conversation. And before we get started, let's take a minute or two to get present. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells, all your organs, bringing vital life energy to your body and being. And as you exhale any tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's take another deep breath in through your nose and hold it. This time, imagine brilliant, bright light lighting you up from the inside out, illuminating, electrifying, and energizing all your cells, your molecules, your electrons, creating a brilliant beam of light and energy from your heart out into the world. And as you exhale any remaining tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's press our palms together. Vigorously rub your hands together to feel the friction, the temperature, the pressure, the motion, the tickling and tingling when you stop, and allow all those sensations to bring you present right here, right now, into this remarkable physical form that enables us to experience life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Rosalind. And good morning to everyone else who's joining us. It's great to have you here with us this morning. So today we're talking about design, particularly in the context of designing our lives. And what does it look like to create the conditions for the life that we desire? And the thing about designing our lives is that the first thing that we need to do is to look at what do we actually want. And it's interesting how that question in and of itself is such a provocative question that so many of us are just completely daunted by it. You know, that we don't even entertain, what do I want? Or what would if I could make my life up, how would I make it up? What would I create? And we do have this remarkable creative capability, all of us do. And to be presencing ourselves to our desires, to the callings of our heart and soul, is a very, very powerful thing to allow us to get in touch with what we really desire, and then to create conditions in our lives that nurture those desires, that nurture the fulfillment of those desires. So we get to look at our lives from a different perspective. So many of us just kind of put one foot in front of the other, and things happen by happenstance rather than by intentionality, rather than by creating a vision and then stepping into that vision. And so we are often stuck without even realizing that we're stuck. You know, we're just putting one foot in front of the other instead of thinking about allowing ourselves to dream dreams that are grounded in that deep heartfelt desire, not just idle type dreams, but to look at what is it in our heart and soul that's calling for fulfillment. So as I think an exercise to start getting in touch with those dreams is something as simple as putting together a bucket list kind of thing. Things that I really want to do in this lifetime. For me, one of those things is see the Northern Lights. And it's interesting because it's funny, I was watching a TV show the other day, and the Northern Lights were there, and it's just so beyond my conception, so magical to be able to be in the presence of that. And so what I realize is that I have that on my bucket list, but I haven't even looked into how to actually go and experience the Northern Lights. And it would be taking the steps of that research that would start moving that notion of seeing the Northern Lights from an amorphous kind of dream someday, one day kind of thing, into something that I'm actually giving reality to. So there's action that we can take to bring our dreams to fruition, to create the conditions for those dreams to actually come true. And I think the bucket list is a really good starting point to start getting connected to a broader space than we generally inhabit. So we live within, most of us live within constraints that are defined by our job, our family, our relationships, and we don't tend to think beyond what's immediately present. And I'm thinking, interestingly, I'm thinking all of a sudden of Jim Carrey. I don't know if any of you have been checking out any of his videos, and he's all over YouTube, but he's really come to a place of awakening and awareness that transcends the personal ego identity in so many ways. And one of the things that he has discussed is that a long time ago, when he was envisioning his career, he wrote himself a check for some wild amount. I don't know if it was $1 million or $10 million, but he wrote himself a check for that amount, and he carried it with him all the time. And he would envision himself in this life he was wanting to live into, and it happened. And I think that's available to us with our intention and our design. So good morning, good evening, Gia. So good to have you here from India. Wonderful to see you here. It's been a while. Anyway, we're talking about designing our lives and living into a potential that expands us beyond where we are in this moment, to create something that draws us forward into our future expression, our fuller expression, our fuller selves. Gia says, miss being with you here. Well, we're delighted to have you back. Anyway, I encourage you to look at, well, what is it that I want to live into? Who do I want to become? And what can stretch me into my fuller fulfillment, my fuller expression? What is going to take me to the edge of that comfort zone? And that comfort zone is often characterized by an unconsciousness, just like a routine, rote kind of behavior. And stepping outside of that expands us. It expands our body, our being, our thinking, our feeling. It expands us into further development of ourselves, of our consciousness, and subsequently of the field of consciousness, because it's all interconnected. It's all one big whole that we are each expressing. So Kimberly, wow, hi, welcome. So good to have you joining us too. It's a reunion day. Great to have you here. So in designing, and by the way, if you all are leaving comments and I don't respond to them, it's because I don't see them. So if you want to put comments, you need to go to the Enlightened World Network Facebook page or YouTube channel, and you can put comments there. So we're talking about designing our lives. So if we're doing work that we don't enjoy, what work would we enjoy? What kinds of circumstances? What kinds of schedule? What kinds of social environment and interaction would we want? Be looking at what are the things that light you up. What do you enjoy working independently? Do you enjoy having a flexible schedule, or do you enjoy having a more consistent routine? What about where you live? Do you like where you live? What are the things that that you most like about where you live? How might you be able to amplify those things and minimize the things that you don't like? What are the kinds of activities that you enjoy? This is a way that we can rediscover ourselves, to push our edges. It's really at the edges that vitality really exists. Jewel is begging for attention here. So here she is. She was just pawing at me. So you get to enjoy her presence too. I'm thinking that we often look outside ourselves for fulfillment. And when we connect more deeply to, again, heart and soul, we can discover the things that really do light us up. And if you have a hard time in the moment thinking of what lights you up, you can also sort of use your history, your past, to look at the things that you really enjoyed, for instance, as a kid, and feel whether there's a wistfulness about those memories. And if so, maybe there is an opportunity to rekindle those things. So one of the things I'm thinking about is skating. And I haven't skated for years, but and I hadn't started skating until I was 30. And it just was amazing. It made me feel like I was flying. And there was just such an incredible sense of freedom about that. And so it occurs to me that's another thing, that's a simple thing to be able to do. It's accessible to be able to do. And maybe I get to do that for myself. Like, I'm wondering for you, what kinds of things are there like that give you joy, that you get really engaged in, that you are stimulated by. And we have an opportunity to be bringing these things into our lives, to be trying new things, or to be revisiting old things. Kimberly says, I just bought my roller skates, and that was my favorite thing when I was younger. Good for you, Kimberly. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that we forget our favorite things, and life can get smaller and smaller. And I've noticed that, I think, in some ways, COVID made life smaller and also made life bigger, as we were relying more and more on ourselves. Maybe we discovered opportunities and entertainments that weren't previously there for us. Maybe we experienced nature more, or we just became more and more contracted. And I don't think we have to just blame COVID for that. I think that can happen at any time. And it may also have to do with the seasons too, partly, with the winter and the cold. Maybe we tend to retreat and contract. And the shorter days, of course. And as the days are getting longer, I just notice that the outside is calling for me more. I'm not really a cold weather person, or I haven't thought of myself as a cold weather person. But like, what things light you up? What would you like to do? And then once you have a list, I'm really liking this bucket list idea. I think I'm gonna take my own advice here. It just occurred to me, actually. But once you have your bucket list, then the next thing is to be looking at taking action in that direction. What does it look like? How do you go about making that happen? And the thing is that as we have these intentions, life aligns with us. Life will conspire with us to help us along those intentions. And so I think there's an inspiration about that we can all benefit from, that we can all just take a moment to step outside of the mundane, whatever's right in front of our face, and start creating the I don't know, the vortex of desire, we could call it, that pulls us forward, that pulls us into these greater experiences and these expansive experiences. So it would be great if you all would share, what are some of your dreams? What are the things that what's on your bucket list? What would you like to do? Like, what's a really special thing that you would like to do before or while you're here, And then the question is, well, why wait? Why wait? And oh, beautiful. Rosalind says, Rhone River Cruise wine tasting. That's awesome. And very specific. That's really cool. So I'm wondering if it sounds like you probably have seen this river cruise. I'm wondering if you have chosen a date yet for when you're going to do that, or if you have started accruing the funds to be able to do that. So I encourage you, I invite you to set a date that you're going to do it. That's a wonderful, exciting thing. Good for you. Anybody else have any other dreams, bucket list type dreams that you'd like to share? Because so Kimberly says, I want to help others in addiction, be a mentor, or give back in some way. I also want to sing. Good for you, Kimberly. So I'm wondering if you have ever taken singing lessons. Like, that might be a really cool thing to start. And I'm sure that there are trainings for addiction counselors that might offer you a really good opportunity. Rosalind says, I'm taking a wine education online class, no date yet, just learning about the regions. Oh, that's super exciting, super exciting. And so these are things, when we follow our passions, life opens up for us. Life gives back. And I'm just peeking at the time to make sure, because I have an appointment in a couple minutes. So yeah, it really is, Kimberly and Rosalind, pretty awesome. And if that's a real desire, I invite you to take action toward it. So Rosalind, you're taking online wine classes. How cool is that? And why not just do a search on Rhone River cruises? And I'm sure you'll find, if you haven't already, I'm sure you'll find some awesome opportunities. Please take some time to invest in your vision, in your dream. That's a deep investment for yourself. And the truth is that as you do that, there's an excitement. I just put Jewel on a chair and she almost fell off. There's an excitement that changes your state of being. Having something to look forward to is a really powerful and empowering thing that we can create for ourselves. So I invite you to do that. And I wish you lots of joy with it. It's exciting. It's exciting. And to create that kind of vitality and excitement, you can, if you think about it, you can feel the difference in your body and being, this sort of expansiveness that happens. So enjoy. And that's it for today. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection, and I go live here each weekday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Enlightened World Network Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as my Facebook page. Kimberly says, thank you for getting these dreams flowing. Love you. Likewise. It's, you know, it's not just dreams, right? It's like making our dreams come true, creating the space for our dreams to come true. So anyway, it's always such a privilege and cherished opportunity to have this time to connect with you all. And so until next time, so much love to you.